Today we're replacing 4 different backflow cages on this property, making them go from this to this. We're making them all look pretty again. First we start by pulling back the cage, then I start sweeping all the gunk off the slab. Then we start removing the bolts that are holding the cage onto the anchor that's embedded in the concrete. Once I carry it away, we begin grinding off the previous metal piece that's sitting in the concrete and try smoothing it out as much as possible. Then after that, we begin to grind the surface of the concrete slab in order to remove any of the old existing paint stains, dirt stains, any buildup that's formed over time. It's a bit tedious, but then once you look at how much better the concrete looks, all those bitter thoughts go away. Next, we begin to mount the new cage by measuring the length of the slab and seeing how far each side is from each end of the concrete. We do this in order to get the cage as center as possible to make it look as good as possible. Here you see Kyle drilling a hole in the concrete to place these drop-in anchors. He hammers it in to make it flush so that the bolts can catch nicely. Then you see me have a go at it with a little bit of help, but eventually I get the anchor and the bolts in. Finally, we raise up the cage and drop it on both bolts on each end, thus completing the mission. We basically rinse and repeat this process 4 times for each cage, and once that's done, we clean up, pack our things, we call it a day.